need to be more inclusive.
We're multicultural.
Unifying.
We're multicultural. We need to be more inclusive. See all the buzzwords that are being taught?
More Australian.
More Australian than the Australian flag. G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. Now, the ABC, yes, the ABC, Defund the ABC, has come out with this video of this propaganda video teaching kids that we should not keep the Australian flag. We need to change it to be more diverse, more multicultural, more accepting, like all these buzzwords. It really breaks down what they're teaching kids in these school systems and how it needs to stop, and we need to be proud of Australia and where we come from. So, we'll break it down. Going into this, I don't want anyone showing any shade or attacking in the comment section about the kids because they don't know any better. They've been brainwashed by these woke people in the school system from the ABC. So it's not their fault. They're only repeating what they're being taught. So that's why we need to bring this to attention to address what they're being taught and how it's a complete disgrace. So we're going to watch it, we're going to break it down and look at the language they're using.
This is our proposed design
For a new Australian flag.
It's my proposed
flag of Australia.
Here we go.
I chose the colours of green and gold.
We thought the kangaroo on it is just so iconic.
A sun represents an Indigenous symbol for family.
The three oceans that surround Australia.
I kept the Southern Cross but removed the Union Jack.
We need to be more inclusive.
We're multicultural.
Unifying.
More Australian.
Huh. Interesting. How do you all feel about that? How do you feel about our current flag?
I wasn't going to pause it at first, but I hate how he goes, how do you feel about that? The flag on the floor. Like, we'll break it down in a minute.
I feel like it doesn't feel distinctly Australian. There are so many
agree.
countries that are red, white and blue.
Okay. One thing that none of you have included is the Union Jack.
Yep.
I guess we don't really associate ourselves with the British that much, like in modern Australia.
That's a problem.
Because it doesn't really feel like us as a nation anymore.
This is our proposed.
So, there you go. You can see all the words they're using, how they want to forget our heritage, forget our history, forget our culture and change it. The new Australia, Albo's new Australia, where you get rid of Australian culture and replace it with multiculturalism, where everyone's divided by race, everyone's divided by skin colour, crime's through the roof, there's no housing, inflation's out of control, and you're putting other cultures before Australians. Multiculturalism. So let's listen again and really break it down. Look at the wording these children are using, and you can see who's telling them it.
This is our proposed design
For a new Australian flag.
It's my proposed
flag of Australia.
I chose the colours of green and gold.
We thought the kangaroo on it is just so iconic.
A sun represents an Indigenous symbol for family.
The three oceans that surround Australia.
I kept the Southern Cross but removed the Union Jack.
Remove the Union Jack.
We need to be more inclusive.
We're multicultural.
Unifying.
We're multicultural. We need to be more inclusive. See all the buzzwords they're being taught?
More Australian.
More Australian than the Australian flag. So pretty much they're saying to these kids, the Australian flag isn't Australian. It's not inclusive enough. It's not multiculturalism.
Huh. Interesting. How do you all feel about that? How do you feel about our current flag?
I feel like it doesn't feel distinctly Australian. There are so many
agree.
countries that are red, white and blue.
And that's the big problem about this video. If the Australian flag doesn't feel Australian to you, then what the fuck does? How can your flag of your country not feel Australian?
Okay. One thing that none of you have included is the Union Jack.
Yep.
I guess we don't really associate ourselves with the British that much, like in modern Australia.
Because it doesn't really feel like us as a nation anymore.
And that's a big problem. That's a huge problem. Forgetting where we come from, forgetting our English heritage, forgetting our history, forgetting our culture. That's what this is. Saying it's not really us anymore. Well, it is. It's our history. Why are the kids being taught? I know they're being taught in the school system. We've seen it, especially in universities, that our history is bad, white men are bad, they did everything wrong. When we give people the most freedoms and built this amazing country that everyone wants to come to, even though it's so bad. Like, this attack on Australian culture and heritage in the English has to stop. We have a great history from the English and European heritage that we have in this country, and they're trying to erase it, saying that's not Australia anymore. They want to get rid of it. They don't even want it on our flag to show our history and our culture. Like, that's what this is about. It's an attack on our history and on our culture. That's what these kids are being taught. They're being taught that that's not Australia anymore. We need multiculturalism. We need diversity. Like, what are you talking about? You're trying to get rid of Australian culture and replace it with multiculturalism because you want to bring so many people here they can't assimilate. That's what this is all about. Bringing people here not to join Australia, but to start their country over here in a suburb. And that's why I'm against multiculturalism. That's why I want monoculture. That's why, because we need Australian culture first in Australia. That shouldn't be controversial. That shouldn't be racist to say. And that's nothing to do with skin colour. We are multiracial, but we must be one culture. Australian culture. And to be taught to say that's not really our culture anymore, that's not our history, that's a huge problem. That means you're being taught against our history and Australian culture and what we should be as a country. You're trying to change that. You're teaching the kids that it's bad. We know that's what they start indoctrinating the kids with. Why Albo wants to ban all social media. But we need to stand up. We need to fight back because they are trying to fucking silence us and replace our culture, demonize it, say we're all bad, say our heritage and our culture, where we come from, is bad, and demonize it and attack it. And it has to fucking stop. It's a complete disgrace. The ABC out there teaching kids this and running this propaganda piece to say this isn't Australian anymore. The Australian fucking flag isn't Australian anymore. Like, what is going on in this country? We need to speak up and fight against this propaganda on our children. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'll tell you, I don't understand how they can push this shit in our school systems. And if you're a parent, you need to speak up against this in the school system because they shouldn't be using the school system to run that propaganda and hatred against Australia. And I might end with this clip of Pauline explaining what multiculturalism brings you.
We are multiracial, but at the end of the day, we must be, of the one culture. And I'll put to people out there, if you want multiculturalism, well, then prepared to, do you want Sharia law? I don't. Do you want multiple marriages? I don't. Do you want the gangs that come here from other countries think it's quite all right to roam the streets with machetes? I don't. So when you talk about you want multiculturalism, be ready to, and prepared for all these other cultural traditions that they want to bring to this country.
And that's right. Be ready for multiculturalism because that's what you're going to get. Because not all cultures are equal and assimilate to Australian culture. Not all cultures are good. We know that. You want Sharia law, you want women abused, you want gay people thrown off buildings. That's what you're pushing for when you push for multiculturalism. And they must say I'm extreme and racist saying that, but we can see it happening in our streets. We can see it happening in England and Europe. Look at all the cases that just came out against young English women and children. It's absolutely sick. So we need to speak up because it's happening in Australia now and they are trying to hide it saying it's good. It's good for who? Everything is getting worse in Australia, not better, since they started pushing this multiculturalism. But let me know what you think. Like this video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, join to be a member if you want to show some extra support and support this message. And if you're watching on Facebook, come and join us on YouTube and join in the live streams nearly every single night. And I'll see you in the next video.